everybody, it's Marie from Pear Tree Paper Crafts. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back today with a 12x12 process video for you. This one is for Lottie Loves Paper, so it does class as an advertisement, and I am using the Simple Stories Holly Jolly collection, as you will have seen from the pictures at the start of the video. I'm using it the whole collection to scrap a family trip that we had last year to Lapland UK, and so this is the latest picture I've decided to scrap. It's of my son stood in the Enchanted Forest next to a sign that kind of showed where all the different things were within the Enchanted Forest. And I found this cut file and I thought it was absolutely perfect, so I had to use it alongside the picture. They just fit so well together. So yeah, absolutely perfect, match made in heaven. So I decided to back the cut file with a floral paper. It's kind of wood grainy in the background. It's a dark wood grain, but it's a wood grainy type paper, and it just seemed to fit again with the wood effect, because the signpost in the forest on the picture is obviously made of wood, and I just thought it stood out beautifully there. But then I realised, because I'd done the backing really white, and I'd done the cut file. Sorry, I'd done the cut file in white, and the paper I've backed the cut file with was quite dark. It got a little bit lost when I placed it on the page, so I do decide in a little while to put some patterned paper behind it. But right now I'm just choosing some of the bits of paper I've got left to map my photograph. So I've chosen a little bit of green. I'm just going to put some little slithers of green down each side of my photograph there, and then I've chosen that sort of snowflakey paper, and then the stripy paper just seemed to set it off really nicely from the page, and matching with the colours both in that pattern paper that I've used on the cut file, and also to the picture itself, because all the words on the signpost are written in red and green, and my son's wearing a lovely sort of jumper with a nice red Rudolph on it, whilst he's stood next to that signpost. So yeah, I'm just trimming down all the pieces of paper there to map my photo, and then I'm going to pop them on. I am going to make them slightly wonky. I always do that. Always make them slightly wonky, never do them straight. And just sort of deciding where they're going to go. And it's at this sort of point when I start thinking it's looking a little bit lost and maybe needing something else. And I don't usually use full sheets of pattern paper, but I decided I'd give it a go for this one. So I'm going to go with that green with the spots on there. I did like the other side of that paper. I do love the present side, but the green fit really well with this particular layout that I was doing, so I went with it. I decided I wanted to put a little bit of white around the picture, and I loved that little card there, that Believe in the Magic of Christmas. So I just mapped both that and my photograph on some white cardstock. Again, just want them to pop off the page, just like the cut file is doing. So I've just nip off here and get an extra bit of spare white. I didn't want to cut into a full sheet of white cardstock to do this, so I've got that one there, and then I do just a little bit of sort of piecing together of the white. I'm going to pop it on this corner here. You'll see what I do. Trim it down so that I end up with like a little section of the picture there that's not got any white, and then I just pop a little bit of double-sided sticky tape on that corner and kind of piece it in, just like jigsawing it together almost. It's all it needed. It didn't need a full sheet. You can't tell that I've joined the cardstock up together at all. So I'm just taking 1/4 of an inch off of each side of the green, because I want to have a white border around the outside of my page. But rather than using a full sheet or gutting a sheet of white, I decided to use what's left from the piece of cardstock I used to cut a whole load of cut files out of, and just pop some glue around the edge of that, and then move the card, and there's just enough. There are a couple of places that need a sticker going over, but that fits with what I was planning on doing embellishment wise anyway, yeah, that seems to work really, really well, and doesn't require another piece of cardstock to be used, so that's good. So I'm now going to pop some adhesive foam on the back of the cut file, just down the middle, and then I'm going to pop my photographs and that Believe in the Magic of Christmas sign just tucked under the signpost itself. I've used some more foam on those ones, and then some double-sided sticky to stick those down. So that one's going to go a little bit higher, and then I'm going to do the photograph just a little bit lower. Again, more foam just to prop it up, and it gives you the opportunity then to be able to tuck under some little embellishments as well. So I'm going to do the photograph a little bit lower down than the little card that I've put at the left. And then I'm going to start looking through all the different embellishments and bits of ephemera that I've got left over. Start having a look through those, and I'm not quite sure about those. And then I grab the little sticker pad out as well, and it's in there that I find all the things that I'm going to end up using. So first of all, I find these little word strips that I decide to put above and below the photograph there. So I put a couple below it, and I think I put a couple above it as well. I'm sure I put 2 above it. And there goes the other one. And then I pull out my little gold thickers. These aren't from the collection, but they fit really beautifully within the sign. I wanted the signpost to say this way or that way. And I had just enough letters to do it, so I'm quite pleased about that. So just peeling those off, sticking them on. That way. Now I do find that I need a question mark, and there are no question marks as this part of this set of thickers. So I take a number 2 and kind of cut the bottom off of a number 2, and it ends up looking just like a question mark and works perfectly. So quite pleased with that. There's my question mark. You'd never know that it used to be a number 2. Well, I don't think you do anyway. And then I grab some more of my ephemera. I look at the stickers to start with, and grab that sticker book again, flick through and see what's in there. And I love that little motorcycle, and I kind of thought, you know, Rhodes motorcycle, I don't know where else I was going to use that, but it seemed to fit perfectly, so I used that one. I'm going to pop the wreath under the corner there, just cut a little bit out so I can tuck it under. And then I go to the florals page and start just placing florals all around these photographs. There's little bits of holly, there's all sorts of different ones. And I just kind of want to tuck them in and have them poking out from all different places. And then a couple that have gone over the edge there, like I said, just to cover up the slightest little bit of a hole that I had from using that piece of white cardstock. So just tucking these under, and I am overlapping them, and I did wonder for a minute whether that was working, overlapping them, but once I put more on it, it looks absolutely fine and just looks like lovely little clusters. I did wonder about trying to prop up some of them on some foam, but they are paper stickers, not cardstock stickers, so I just stuck them down. I've got the dimension on the other parts of the layout, so it works. And there we go, I'm just sticking the last few stickers on. There is one thing I do off camera, and that is just to add a couple of enamel dots, but that's about it for my layout. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.